massive perspective. Now, who convinced you that that's bad? Have you always been this way, or were you less? Was it less manageable before? Did you have issues with it before?
Yeah, I believe before I found Christ and gave my life to God, I would try to lean on my own understanding, and the universe is like a black hole of information.
What do you mean by your own understanding?
Meaning, when people ask Einstein, said, "You're the smartest person. What would you like to know?" Einstein's response was, "I'd like to understand the mind of God." Meaning God is all knowing, and we can only know or see. And for me as a visionary, we can only know or see what God allows us to see and what He feels we're ready to see and understand, to maximize what our Maslow's hierarchy of need chart is. What sets our dopamines, what sets our serotonins off, what makes us feel good. Basically, like, we did a good deed, and it's like it was somehow where, just doing a beat for a famous person, or just doing a beat for a local dope rapper really meant a lot to me when I was 14 years old. Doing a beat for just anyone famous that had a major record deal was a lot to me at age 19. Me being able to, put out my own music and put my own out was a lot to me at age 24. Meaning, as I grow, God sets new stages in the game of life for me, that you get your satisfaction. Like Maslow's hierarchy of need is like our satisfaction chart. What makes us feel whole and accomplished as a human being. So as I go through these different levels, there's times where I would use confidence when I knew what I was doing, and I would use arrogance when I didn't know what I was doing. But I'd rather use arrogance than to let someone diminish my idea of myself, because that is what keeps us going. Hope actually keeps us alive. Anybody you ask, most people, it's like, do you want tomorrow to come? And they say yes. They have hope for it. But I went from having confidence and arrogance to having faith. And faith is the opposite of fear. And that created this fearless approach that I have. And that's what has made me the fearless leader that I am, that I've crystallized into the leader that my mom always knew I would be when kids followed me in preschool. The leader that people saw when we changed the sound of music. The leader when we changed the sneaker industry. The leader in what we're doing with farming and with shelters. When I was building, the homeless shelters a couple years ago, and visiting parks and then going to Skid Row and understanding the dynamics and empathizing with what actual mental health issues are. Not someone, telling their truth or being exhausted and then being labeled as such. Like I am.
So that's what you felt happened to you. Like you were telling
Absolutely.
the truth and you were exhausted.